why do so many guys over 60 just give up? They throw in the towel on their physique, letting father time and busted, achy shoulders totally wreck their chest, leaving them with, well, let's just say it, man boobs. Welcome to This Explainer. I'm going to take you through my own personal blueprint, the exact steps I use to reverse the clock and stay jacked well into the later years. But listen, I've got a brutal, holy grail finisher that I'm keeping totally under wraps until the very end, so stick around for that. Man, it literally breaks my heart seeing dudes surrender to muscle loss and that dreaded chest fat as the years tick by. But I gotta ask, are you really gonna let aging dictate your body? Hell no! There is a clinical, highly functional way to fix this safely, and honestly, it starts with just flipping the script in your own head. All right, let's face the harsh truth here. If you're dealing with a sagging chest in your 50s and 60s, it's probably because, well, you've been a couch dweller. You've kind of treated your body like an amusement park for the last decade, right? And that laziness, it catches up. It brings soreness, stiffness, and just general wear and tear. But dude, there is immense hope right now, today, if you're actually willing to put in the elbow grease. So I'm going to walk you through my personal 3-movement blueprint to build a massive functional chest. Like I said, I am keeping the ultimate holy grail finisher totally hidden until the end of this explainer. Why? Because it's an absolute game changer that will crush you, but like in the best way possible. And look, I'm sharing my own story and these precise tactics with you because I didn't just read about this stuff in some textbook. Nope. I've battle tested these routines in my own life, from actually fighting inside the UFC octagon to being named one of the 100 fittest men on earth, all the way to training Tier 1 operators in the US military. So yeah, you're getting my legitimate in-the-trenches playbook today. All right, let's get into it. Exercise 1, the longevity builder. So this first movement is all about getting a massive, massive workout benefit using relatively light weight. Because let's be real, whether you're 40 or pushing 70, your joints gotta survive. Now, everyone defaults to the flat bench, right? It's the easy route to push heavy weight and, stroke the ego. But man, it can utterly wreck older, worn-out shoulders. The incline bench, that is your smarter, safer angle. It specifically targets that big upper chest bubble without shredding your rotator cuffs. Here's exactly how we execute this. You're going to grab a light barbell with a narrow grip and run what's called the 21s protocol. You hit 7 reps at the bottom half of the movement, then 7 reps at the top half, keeping those elbows tucked super tight, and finally 7 full range of motion reps. Your chest is going to be flooded with lactic acid, clinically signaling those muscle fibers to grow, all while totally saving your joints. Moving right along to exercise 2, functional AF body weights. Now, I always insist on functionality because nobody wants to be all show and no go. I actually call a bad physique kit car syndrome. It's like having a flashy Ferrari shell with a weak little Prius engine under the hood. Sure, you might look aesthetic on the outside, but you completely lack real everyday functional strength. And that's exactly why nothing beats bodyweight movements for true power. So here's how we nail the decline push-up. You're going to elevate your feet 10 to 12 inches on a box. Boom, this instantly puts intense stress right on that upper chest. Place your hands roughly shoulder-width apart and flex your abs hard. I mean it. You got to maintain a perfectly straight line from head to toe. No sagging hips, and definitely no yoga-style piking in the air, man. Just lower your chest to the ground and press up slow and controlled. You want to throw these in at the tail end of your upper body day as an accessory. We're talking 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. Honestly, I guarantee it will absolutely smoke you and set your core and chest on absolute fire. And finally, exercise 3, the holy grail. All right, here we go. We've reached the climax of this explainer. This is the secret weapon I promised to you to completely banish those man boobs. Now, full disclosure, I didn't invent this twisted routine. No way. I learned this brutal technique firsthand when I spent a week with Tom Barry, Jason Gusk, and the absolute freaks of nature at Westside Barbell, literally the strongest humans on the planet. It's been my go-to staple ever since. They call it dumbbell hell, and the magic number here is 5. It requires exactly 5 total minutes of unbroken, agonizing tension. Believe me on this one, grab some relatively light dumbbells for this, maybe 10 or 15 pounds to start. Seriously. Leave your ego at the door and do not grab the 50s for this. So here are the mechanics. Lay flat on a bench. You're going to keep one dumbbell hovering exactly 1 inch off your chest, hovering, right, not resting, while your active arm presses nonstop for 2.5 minutes straight. When that timer hits 2.5, you immediately switch sides and repeat the torture for the other arm. It is going to burn like absolute crazy. And here is the standard you're chasing. Your goal is to bang out 100 reps per arm within those 2.5 minutes without failing. If you can actually hit that 100 rep standard on both sides, congrats, you're officially strong. Now you bump the weight up to the 20s and start the whole progression over again. I'll leave you with this final thought. Would you rather endure 5 minutes of crying in the gym or walk around for the rest of your life accepting a physique you completely hate? This routine will absolutely make grown men weep, but putting in the real work with these 3 exercises is exactly how you take back your longevity and build a chest you can be incredibly proud of. So the choice is yours, brother. What's your next move going to be?